Hey guys, Subscriber77 here. Welcome to another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about 5 tips on racing go-karts. Now, before I start this video, I want to say to you guys, I want to have some Project Cars gameplay in the background. I suck at this game. Do not judge my go-karting skills in real life off of this game, because you definitely won't think I'm a good racer if you see my Project Cars go-kart skills. So I will be messing up every second in this game. But so now that I get that out of the way, I do not have my own go-kart at this very moment. I am pretty skilled at racing because I did go to this a good camp and learned all about go-kart racing, and not to do what I just did right there. So let me restart this session because I really don't like when I do that, but I'm going to keep talking. Go-karting is something that has always been in my mind for the past. Oh, this is great. For the longest time. And wow, what is happening? Look at the glitch. It just, what the heck? Hey. Hey. I'm lost. What's going on? Okay. But go-karting is something I absolutely love, and lots of people love it. Also, go-karting is lots of professional Formula One racers have started. This sounds stupid, but being a Formula One driver would be an absolute dream of mine, and so is a lot of other children out there. but go-karting isn't always for the it's just getting out there having fun. But I want to give you some tips of how to win some races too, because you're going out there to rate. If you're going out there to race, you obviously want to win. So I'll give you some tips. I'm trying to save up my trying to save some money to get my own cart, and when I do, I will guarantee that there will be some videos on my channel of me getting the cart, and I really hope I'm going to be getting one soon, but I guess we're going to have to see. They're definitely cost a pretty penny, but I did go to a 1-week camp, if you will, go-kart racing camp, where I would race against other teenagers my age. Some really good kids. There's some actually pretty professional racers in there. I won about 3 races out of about quite a bit. There's some really talented racers, and I wouldn't be surprised if I saw them in professional Formula One day. So let's just get into the tips right now. Number 5, this isn't in order, but let me say number 5 is probably one of the most important tips I'm going to give you on this list today. Number 5 is your racing line. You're not going to win a race if you don't have a good racing line. For example, if you look at Formula One or NASCAR, I guess, not the best example since they just go in circles, but you still can't see it. If you look at Formula One or go-kart racing or anything, you will see that they have a certain line that they're going on. Project Cars or games aren't the best example of this. For example, my line sucks on this game because it's such a weird feeling in the go-kart. But in a go-kart, it comes naturally, and you kind of have to make your line. What you're supposed to do when you're on a track in a go-kart is what you're trying to do is you're trying to make the track as straight as possible, which is kind of weird to think of when you're trying to make a curved track straight. But you're trying to make yourself have less tight, trying to make your corners less tight as possible. And if that requires you to go out wide and cut in deep and not lose speed, then you're doing just fine. Whatever is causing you to gain positions and have a good line, you're going to be doing fine. And if it's a real race, you could ask your refs and all that if you could walk the track and figure out a good line that you want to have, or you could just do it from the position before you race. Come early if you can, and see if you could just use your eyes or Google it and have a bird's eye view and make your line from there. Having a good line is a matter of winning and losing a race. For example, in my go-kart video that you guys seen, I won with my 6.5. I was racing a 6.5 horsepower kart, and there was like 4 horsepowers, 6.5s, and 9 horsepowers. The 9s obviously won against me because they're way faster than me, but I won against the 6.5, so I had a good line down. You just need to have a good line. You have to hit your apexes you don't know apex, it's whenever you meet your corner, like that. That's an apex when I hit my corner, but don't go over it like I just did there. Games are really hard to learn apex. In real life, it's a lot easier, a lot more smooth. I'll get to that later, but hit your apex is good. Hit them mid or late, not very much early apex. If you go too early, then you're going to be launching off the track, and that's definitely not a good sign. You don't want to be going off the track, and you're definitely not winning the race if that happens. So just be careful there. Make a good racing line. And for a good racing line, it's the green arrow on my screen right here on the track. That's a racing line. It's pretty much a perfect racing line, except following it is a good idea. So in real life, having a racing line is a lot more effective than, for example, Project Cars or Forza. You don't even have to follow the the line to win some races and stuff like this. But in real life, you need to have a good racing line, or else you're not passing anyone. You're not going to be winning any races. So having a racing line is a very important thing. So that's what it is. Coming at number 4 is aggression. In order to win some races, you need to be aggressive. For the longest time when I raced, I was always I'm sort of natural at racing and karts and all that stuff, and racing in general. And just the biggest problem with me was I was never aggressive enough. I was just always let people by. I never had a good defensive line where I would always just let them by if they come up on my tail, or if I was right on someone. I was always afraid to pass them. I didn't want to crash them or anything. Don't do that. Don't be me. Don't be a shy person. Be aggressive. I'm not saying smash them outside. Don't smash them and make them spin out, because then you will get black flagged. But just be aggressive. Give them some love taps. Hit them in the back a little bit. Give them love taps. Don't slam them. There's a difference between love taps and slamming them. There really is. So don't smack them. Just give them some love taps. Just make sure you know that you're right on their butt. Don't try to don't just try to get around them right then. Especially if they're a good racer like you, or they're a little bit better. Wait for them to mess up. Stay in their tail. Wait for them to mess up. And when they mess up, like everyone does, everyone will mess up. No one's perfect. People will mess up. So wait for them to mess up, and right when they do, that's when your time to strike, and that's when your time to pass them. Whenever they mess up, that's your time to just go in, swoop in, and just go in for the kill. So just do what I'm telling you there. Be aggressive, but not so aggressive that you slam into them on accident and you get black flagged. You do not want to be kicked out of the race. There's a good balance between being too aggressive and aggressive enough. Coming to number 3, it kind of goes with the race line. I have be smooth. Being smooth is a very good way to win races. For example, if you're smooth, your race line will come out way better. Instead of just jerking the steering wheel left and right, you're going to have to just simply just turn it a little bit. Don't do this like the racing games. Don't do this with my steering wheel. Just kind of, it's hard to do it in games but don't do this like the games do. Don't do that. That's not smooth. You can't do that in the game with a controller, but just easily turn the wheel. It's not a controller like this. Don't do this with the wheel. Just be easy with the wheel. Be smooth with it. Just be easy with it. If you're not smooth, you're going to be yanking all over the place. For example, in Formula 1, you might see it sometimes when they're about to crash, but do you ever see a Formula 1 racer just jerking all over the place trying to get past them? No, they don't. They don't just do this. They won't do that. They need to follow their line, and they need to be smooth. Being smooth is the best way to win races. Also with the racing line, very important, as I just crashed in the game. That kind of sucks. But be smooth, unlike I did there, and you're gonna less likely be in a crash. If you're all jig-jaggy like this, you're gonna crash. You're gonna go off the track. You're gonna endanger yourself and other people, and that's when you start to get black flagged. If the refs, if they ever think you're an endanger to yourself or other people, they will start to black flag you. So be careful, be smooth, be gentle. So it's very hard to learn sometimes to be gentle but aggressive at the same time. It's a weird thing to teach for someone that's not on the track, but when you're on the track, you can kind of figure it out. So it's kind of a weird thing. Be smooth, but be aggressive. but not too aggressive. Very weird thing to put out there, but you'll see when you're actually on the track, actually racing. Coming at number 2, get around slow people as soon as possible. For example, the blue shirted guy ahead on my video, for example, he is a slow guy. For example, I got past him at like the 10-minute mark, and then I never saw him again because I sped past him, and I had better cornering than him. But the thing was, his acceleration was better because he was more lightweight than me, causing him to go ahead of me, and it's annoying. Just try to get past those people as much as possible. For example, if I was probably in 4th place, and then when I passed him, I got into 1st with my kart class. So, if you're stuck behind those slow people, guess what? You can go faster. You can go faster than them, but you're not going to if you're stuck behind them. You're going to be going just as fast, and maybe even slower than they are, because you're stuck behind them. Try to get around them as fast as possible, but again, try to be smooth and don't slam out of the race. You will get black flagged. For example, he kept crashing in front of me. I hit him as a love tap, and he came over. He's just, and my training, bumping is not racing. This is going to be a little bonus tip for you guys. Bumping is not racing. If you're just playing with your buddies, sure, go ahead and bump him out of the way. It's kind of funny. It's kind of fun. But if you're, I'm not showing a good example. But if my gosh, what am I doing? If you're playing with people, like actual people, don't bump them. Bumping is not racing. Try to find a way to get around them. Try to slow down the next corner and then speed up the next one where they're slowed down on that one. Just try to outsmart your enemy and don't bump them out of the way. Don't be a dirty racer. Be a smart racer. Yes, it takes a fast thing. Yes, it takes a fast car to win races, but it takes more skill than it takes to be fast. Just have that in your brain. It takes more skill than having a fast car to win. Slow and steady wins the race sometimes. I'm not going to say have the slowest card out there, but skill does win races, so don't just barge out of the way. Coming at number 1, we have think. This kind of ties into what I just said. Think. You need to think. All this stuff I just told you was thinking. Go-karting and any kind of racing in that fact, but go-karting was what I'm talking about here, has a lot more thinking involved than you think. I get it. Has a lot more thinking involved than you would imagine. Think. You just have to think, how am I going to get around this guy? How about this corner? What am I going to do around this corner? What is going to be my line? Since this guy's in front of me, maybe I could adjust my line to get around him. I mean, I can go slow around this corner and take an early apex around this corner to pass him up in this corner. Maybe I can hit him on his back right little corner or something to do a little spin and I can go around him. That's a little bit of a dirty move right there, but you could try that if the refs aren't looking. Shh, I never said anything. But just think. Make sure you think. Don't be a dirty racer. Like I just told you, don't be a dirty racer. Be a smart racer. And be a good sport. Think about being a good sport. No one likes to race with people that think they know it. They know everything. And no one wants to race against a cheater. No one likes to race against guys that just hit you and just laugh because they hit you. No one likes you if you race like that. Don't race like that. It's annoying. So just calm down. Think before your next go-kart race. If you ever go go-kart racing again or any other race, think before you race. Think about your line. Think about your aggression. Don't be too aggressive. Just there's a fine line. Be that fine line. Be smooth. Don't be jiggity-jaggedy. Get around slow people quickly, but make sure you do it in the way I told you. Don't just slam them out of the way. Be smart about it. Even though it took me 10 minutes, it took me 10 minutes to get around that kid, I still got around him, and I still got first place because I got around him. It's a good example. I was stuck behind him. I was probably 5th or 4th place because of him. And whenever I got around him, I was smart. I thought about it. I finally got around him, and I won in my category. If you just think, you will win races. So just take my advice of thinking, and you will be good to go. Don't take my session on Project Cars right here. That's my go-karting in real life. Go watch that video if you haven't seen it yet. It's Go-Karting with Cozy Games. Go check out his channel. He's another gaming channel. He's actually my friend in real life. He's a good guy. He's kind of crazy, but that's what makes him great. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Go out to the track. I'll see you there, guys. Grip out, man.